Newcastle 2, Liverpool 3, and that game had pretty much everything we were all expecting, pretty much everything I was expecting. We knew this game was massive because of the obvious reasons with Alexander Isak, and to be fair, Newcastle will definitely come out of that game thinking if only we did have Isak, because let's be honest, that majority of that first half, they absolutely smoked Liverpool. Liverpool couldn't play out. Their attacking players weren't anywhere at all. And Newcastle will definitely be kicking themselves because that game was in their hands. They outplayed, outmuscled, outran Liverpool completely. Liverpool hardly got a sniff in that game at all. Pretty much 3 goals that they got, they were just clinical. Because that Gravenberch goal, before that, there was nothing. That Ekitike goal, literally 15-20 seconds into the second half, that definitely caught Newcastle by surprise. And then we'll talk about the young kid later, Rio, because that was definitely a special moment for them, and that was definitely one that, that was a dagger pretty much for Newcastle and pretty much everyone watching against Liverpool. But like I said, we knew that game was going to be fiery, and we could tell literally in the first 10 minutes the amount of tackles that Newcastle were putting onto Liverpool players. And to be fair, I think the ref done Liverpool they were a bit hard done by, because pretty much the first challenge Gravenberch got booked for was a yellow card, and then Newcastle were definitely getting away with a lot of weird fouls, especially from Joel Linton, from I can't remember who else put quite a bad challenge as well. I think it was on Florian Wirtz. But to be fair, Newcastle paid the price, because that Anthony Gordon challenge, I can see why people are saying it's not a yellow, but at the same time, the way he went in, the way he caught Van Dijk's standing leg as well, and look, you can't have any arguments of that being a red card, really. And even Alan Shearer on Twitter was saying that was a red card. What the fuck are you doing? And to be fair, Gordon can't have any complaints, and he was definitely their best player, or one of their best players in the first half as well, playing in that sort of false 9 position. But in spite of being down to 10 men, Newcastle were still by far the better team. And we can't forget as well, that's the second week in a row Liverpool were 2 goals up and threw it away. They've done the same against Bournemouth last week, and they've done the same last night against Newcastle. And watching Liverpool not be so great, because let's be honest, they've not looked good at all this season. There's not one bit of sort of passage of play where I'm seeing, right, Liverpool, they look good, they look like they're ready to defend this title. Yes, they brought in good players, very good players. However, we'll start off with one player that didn't play well at all, Florian Wirtz. Do I think he's a good player? Absolutely. Do I think he will be a very good player at Liverpool? Definitely. However, his physicality in this league is definitely being tested, and let's be real, he's failing that test massively. I think he will need a bit of time to adapt to the pace and power of this league, but there is definitely a player in there, and we've got to give him time, because it's not worked out at all so far. And considering the price they paid for him, Liverpool fans especially, they would hope that he gets used to that quick. But before we do talk about the youngster on Liverpool's team, I want to talk about one player that surprised me a lot, and especially the fact they signed Jeremy Frimpong as well to replace Trent, and that is Dominic Szoboszlai, out of all people. Now, this guy came in for about 60-70 million pounds, brought in as a number 10. Turns out he's rubbish at number 10, because he can't control the ball in tight spaces at all, and especially being a midfielder, your decision making's got to be quick on the ball, and it seems like him playing at right back benefits him a lot, because he has time to think. He can cross the ball. He's very good on dead balls, and he had a lot more time to process what's going on the pitch in that right back position. And to be fair, he was dealing with that left-hand side of Newcastle very well, with Harvey Barnes on that side and occasionally Anthony Gordon being on that side. But that one did definitely surprise me, and it looks like Dominic Szoboszlai, even with Jeremy Frimpong there, even with Conor Bradley there, it looks like Szoboszlai is their best right back, and maybe that 70 million they spent might actually come to a bit of use this season, because I'll tell you what, in the number 10 position he is not all that. But we've got to get on to the man, or should I say the boy at the moment, because it looks like the game was right. 2-2, 11 minutes of added time. Newcastle are in the ascendancy. Liverpool are being pinned back, especially with them being one man up. But you just know with Liverpool, with the likes of Mo Salah in their front line, and by the way, he was awful today. He was not good at all. But one thing you see with Mo Salah is that he will come back and assist, and he did do that today. And Liverpool broke away quickly, and Dominic Szoboszlai with a dummy, and Rio was there to win them the game. And I've not watched much of this kid. I know they bought him from Chelsea, I believe, and in pre-season he has definitely got a lot of people's attention. Now, me personally, I never watched him in pre-season. However, I have heard quite a few good things about him, and look, hopefully he will, for me as a neutral, hopefully I will be able to watch him quite a bit when it comes to Liverpool, maybe in some Champions League games, maybe in some cup games. Do I think he will start in the league games? I don't know. Me personally, as a Liverpool fan, because let's be real, their bench last night did not look that great at all, let's be honest. And all you can say is fair play to Liverpool. Yes, they got away with one massively. They were very lucky last night. However, that is what, you know, winners do. And do I think they'll win the league this season? I don't think I did put down them as to win it, but with the way they're both looking, Liverpool and Man City, I don't know yet. And it's going to be interesting to see when Liverpool do play against Arsenal next week, because I'm taking a bit of confidence from their past couple games. However, I know our limitations when it comes to you know, our attack at the minute. And yes, we do have Eze, but we still got to figure out what's happening with Odegaard and Saka. And look, our record at Anfield is horrible. However, I can take a bit of confidence from the way that Liverpool have been playing and be a little bit hopeful. Fingers crossed we can get the win on Sunday, but that's it from me. Like, sub and share the content around. Follow the TikTok, follow the Twitter, and I'll see you lot in the next video. I'm out.